Welcome back to Bloom. Hair thinning is a major concern for many Americans, and now doctors are warning weight loss drugs and hormone replacement therapy could be contributing to the problem. Here with help are board-certified dermatologist Dr. Summer Moon and Dr. Ginger Urbanek. It is so great to see you both again.
Thanks for having us.
So, weight loss drugs. So many people are on these GLP-1 drugs, but I remember even before this new class of medications, when there were other weight loss drugs, people were losing their hair with rapid weight loss. Why does that happen?
So if you think about it, right? So anytime you lose a rapid amount of weight, it's a stress on your body. So whenever we do crash diets, whenever we take medications to help us, your hair, skin, and nails, your largest organ in your body. So it goes through this kind of like a crazy cycle. And then 3 months later, you can pretty much predict it's going to fall out. It's called telogen effluvium. So it's really, we're seeing, 70% of my patients now are coming with complaints of hair loss, and a lot of them are related to either the GLP-1 inhibitors or the hormone replacement therapies.
So, and what about the hormone replacement therapy? I've heard that testosterone is the culprit.
Yeah, testosterone, anytime you affect your hormones, it can lead to it. Even progesterone, oral contraceptive pills can lead to hair loss, but a lot of the hormone pellets that patients are receiving and loving the results has side effects to your scalp.
Okay, but is there anything that you can do? Because people are probably, I want to lose weight and not lose my hair. So is it about titrating up on these drugs in a reasonable way, working with a solid professional? Same with the hormone replacement. Maybe don't start with a pellet, start with just what your body can handle?
So I think for me, I pretty much look at every patient and kind of, everyone's unique, right? So I always think it does start with kind of talking to your doctor about lowering the dose, right? If you're seeing signs, maybe we should do a little lower dose. But yes, there are different treatment options available based on whether it's the GLP-1 inhibitors or the hormone replacement therapies. But yes, creams are a little bit more manageable as far as the rise and the spikes of your hormone replacement therapies. But lots of people love those hormone replacement therapies. So decreasing the dose and then adding a lot of different oral medications. You can actually use oral medications, which are anti-androgens, or different things topically that can also help while you're actually going on those treatments. Like I know Dr. Urbanek, as part of their treatments, they actually add on some other gummies and some different things that they use while they're going through hormone replacement therapies or GLP-1 inhibitors to lower the side effects of that.
Yeah, Dr. Urbanek, you look at this at a DNA level through like a saliva swab to understand exactly what's going on and where these deficiencies are coming from.
Absolutely. So I know a lot of women are on hormone replacement therapy, and if you said, take that away, I think they would be very upset. So we know that our scalp actually has DHT receptors, dihydrotestosterone. So we can use an ingredient topically. Very commonly people know saw palmetto. And when you apply that topically, it actually inhibits the testosterone in your body from binding to these receptors, which then causes the hair to fall out. So when we do our genetic tests, we want to find out exactly which ingredient works for you to block the fallout. So there are common ingredients, finasteride, dutasteride, and those are in over-the-counter products called Propecia. But for you, what if you work better one of those ingredients over the other? So we're going to find out exactly what ingredient helps block your DHT receptors. Also, what ingredients help stimulate growth. So it might not just be minoxidil, which is referred to as Rogaine. For my results, I actually responded to more prostaglandin stimulation. So that's commonly a product like latanoprost.
Yeah, interesting. And listen, at the end of the day, I think it's really important that you're aligning yourself with a medical professional that is willing to do these deeper dives with labs. Like, I didn't start any hormone replacement therapy without a DNA screening. I had a history of, breast cancer in my family. My doctor wanted to see everything about me before starting any of these drugs. So I think a lot of times it does help to do it patient by patient. And what worries me is that it is very easy to get, especially the weight loss drugs. Maybe not the hormone replacement therapy. You've got to go see a specific doctor, but it's easy to get your hands on these GLP-1 drugs.
Very easy. So with an oral swab, 2 minutes in our office, we can get all the information that we need to help make a custom hair serum for you.
That's interesting. And this is different thing, because there was one, I remember I did a story years ago where they pluck out a piece of your hair and then they test the hair. Is that still a thing?
I mean, there's always times where I'll do a skin biopsy and test the hair or look at it under the microscope or, I mean, so there are still, that's kind of
Right.
a way that we do that. But that's typically, and when you see hair loss, there's usually a sign in your scalp, And if there's not, then that's when we would go to the biopsy or sending a hair skin, a sample in.
Do you guys do where you spin the blood and inject it back in?
The PRP, yeah, I used to
everything?
do that all the time up in Michigan, but I don't do it as much here. But I think Dr. Urbanix is still performing that as well.
We do, so that's a commonly asked for procedure, and so I like to offer that, but in addition, I teach them about a triad. So the triad is, what are we going to use to help stimulate your growth? PRP is a great example, but if we're not doing anything to prevent it from falling out, so if you're also on hormone replacement therapy and we're not blocking your DHT receptors, then I feel like we're not being as effective as we could. So I like to address the nutrients and the vitamins, what is preventing it from falling out, and also what other things can we do to help stimulate growth, PRP being very popular.
Very interesting stuff. All right, we're going to share Dr. Moon's and Dr. Urbanix's advice on Bloom Tampa Bay, and we'll be back with more Bloom right after this.